Right, so I'm going to show you how to connect to the database, right, on Azure, right? Like this one, we can connect to the database and we can do like state select star form. This is a SQL script, right? And this is a table name, right? So if you do new query, you can add the table name that you want to look up. So it's going to add a table for you, right? And if you want to write a code, you can do select star and right click and run. It's pretty much just going to return the result at the bottom. This is the table, action ID, sequence ID with the empty values, right? This is just the simple like template database, right? It's when I do star, it adds all the fields for you. But first, let's say how do we do this, right? So we're going to let me move it a little bit, then we can see. All right, so we're going to first go to our Azure, right? So the Azure, when we create a new database, we just click on the go to Azure, and then they should have SQL databases, right? We can add, right? And let me create another database. Okay, so for the cookies company, Bell's Cookies, use existing group. If you don't have one, just create a new one. And the subscription for student, configure, create new server. So this is just showing you creating the new database, right? With the admin login again. So just username and password. So again, this password is going to be shared. So make sure something that you can share and pin to dashboard, and pretty much just go down and hit create, right? Okay, if there's an error, so I have to select this first, and then let's create a new server again. Server name, password, and selecting it, and I shown you before. So once you pretty much select and click create, it should create a database for you. So I'm going to see, for example, I have one named Java tutor here, right? That's created. So first, you need to know that you need to connect to this. So you have to set the server firewall to add the IP from the client here, root name. So I'm just going to name this location of my IP, which is at NVCC, and add the IP that allow the connections, and then just click on it. It's going to be add and save it. So once updated, then click OK and switch to Visual Studio here. Go to tools, right? Connect to database. Like now, it's looking for the connection string, which is under here, connection strings. And it depends on the types that you want to use. If you use ADO.NET or DBC, right? So If I use ODBC, then I have to use this connection string, which is this is the server. I'm going to click on use connection string and click on build and create a build name. The DSN is the source name. I'm going to call the Java tutor. All right. And this is a new one that I'm creating, and it is the SQL Server database. Right, so this is a SQL Server we create here. Okay, SQL. And you gotta do browse, right? This is the place where I'm gonna save that file, Java tutor, and save it. And next. Now it's going to be, how do you want to describe this source? You say, okay, Java tutor, and connect to server. This is where you're going to come to connection string and copy all the strings after server equals and paste it right there. And do next. And you're going to use the SQL authentication type, which here's SQL authentication. You have the user ID, copy that, and the password when you're creating it. Okay, just use that password. And then do next. And when it's connected, it should go to the next step. If there's an error, it's going to show an error right there. So you have to check what is wrong with that, right? All right, let me try again. So that's no problem. I just typed the password wrong. So change the default if you want to change, but now I'm going to leave it as default and finish and click OK. And I'm going to connect to database now by typing the password one more time and hit OK. So once it's connected, hit OK, you will see the list right there. Right, so it's empty database. That's gonna be like that. All right, so that's how we connect to the database.